All right, everyone, welcome back. Ready to dive into another juicy topic today.
Absolutely. Always ready to dig in.
This one is all about something I think we can all relate to, criticism at work, and more importantly, how we can actually learn to use it to our advantage. We're taking our cues today from some really insightful career development resources we've been digging through.
And trust me, these tips are pure gold.
Oh, they're good. Okay, so picture this. You're riding high after totally crushing that presentation, feeling like $1,000,000.
Been there.
Right. And then your manager catches you all like, hey, got a sec? I want to chat about that
Oh, I
presentation.
could feel my stomach dropping already just thinking about it.
Right. Total gut punch moment. But what if I told you we could actually transform those cringeworthy experiences into, well, career gold?
That's what we're here for. It all starts with understanding how we're hardwired to, basically interpret criticism as a threat. It triggers that fight or flight response.
Oh, 100%. So how do we rewire that?
Well, that's where these 5 fantastic tips come in. And the first one is huge. Choose to be open. It's all about flipping that script in your head because at the end of the day, feedback is just information. And even if it's not delivered in the best way, information can be super valuable. Think about those people who just seem to effortlessly climb the career ladder. It's not magic. They've just figured out how to use feedback to their advantage.
It's like having that growth mindset, right? Seeing criticism as a chance to level up, not a sign you've messed up.
Exactly. And that actually leads us perfectly to the second tip, active listening.
Okay, but I already know how to listen.
Hear me out. This is next level listening, like really tuning in. It's not just hearing the words, it's everything. What's their tone, body language? What are they not saying? Let's say your boss mentions you've been missing deadlines.
Yeah.
Instead of immediately jumping in with excuses, what if you really paid attention to how they're saying it? Are they exasperated?
Mm.
Or maybe more like concerned?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Understanding their perspective totally changes how you interpret everything. I can see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And once you're really listening, you can start asking clarifying questions, which is tip number 3. That's how you take control. Don't be afraid to dig a little deeper, ask for specific examples, make sure you're both on the same page. You're not being difficult, you're being thorough.
It makes me think about this time my boss told me I needed to be more strategic. And I'm nodding along, but inside I'm like, what does that even mean? If I'd taken the time to clarify, I could have saved myself a lot of stress and confusion later on.
100%.
Yeah.
Which brings us to tip number 4, and this is where the real magic happens. Take action. You can listen and clarify all day long, but if you don't actually put it into practice.
It's like that saying knowledge without action is like, well, it's not very useful.
Right. So going back to that missed deadlines example, imagine you actively listened, asked some clarifying questions, and then came back with a plan to manage your time better. Now you're not just open to feedback, but you're showing that you're proactive about making changes.
That completely changes the game. Okay, so we've listened, we've clarified, we've taken action. What's the final step?
This is the power move most people completely forget. Follow up. After you put in the work, circle back with your manager. Let them know what you've done and how it's going. Ask for their thoughts. It shows you're really invested in your growth.
Such a boss move. Okay, I'm feeling seriously empowered now. We started with that awful pit in your stomach feeling, and now
Now you've got concrete steps to turn those moments from something you dread into, like stepping stones.
I love it. And for everyone listening, here's a little challenge. Think about a recent time you received criticism. How could you apply just one of these tips to make that experience more positive? Something to chew on.
See you next time.
Until then, keep on learning and growing.